Hey guys, this is Lisa, aka Alola Hardout, bringing you another episode of Harry Potter Wizards Unite, the beta version available here in New Zealand. As I go through a few of the new explorations that I've completed in the game and prestiging pages that I've done, I just wanted to warn you that a lot of this episode has some of the RPG aspect of the game to it, which is the reading of some of the background information you may want to know about it. So, spoilers ahead, but enjoy it. Here we go. I'm currently player level 10, which is where I'm trying to stay-ish, so I can keep the explorations in line with that. I don't know what that means. What is this one? An issue of the Daily Prophet regarding the Ministry's decision to end its investigation into the London Five. After failing to come up with any evidence regarding the London Five, the Ministry has shuttered the investigation, leaving families of the missing distraught. Surely an investigation helmed by the famous Harry Potter should have been able to find something. The famous Harry Potter. It had gone on for months with no results. A lot of people thought it was time to try different avenues. There was no trace of them, no leads. Poor Harry had tried everything. He even borrowed some of my creatures. Matilda Grimmelhawk. Penelope was a good friend to me, but even I had to admit it was time for the investigation to end. End of chapter 1. A porcelain urn covered in a thin layer of dust. The lid is slightly chipped with an inscription: Lucretia and Marshall Fawley, loving mother and father. Mr. Fawley's parents were killed during the Second Wizarding War while he was a student at Hogwarts. He was in my Transfiguration class. He was the second year when we were forced to defend the school against Lord Voldemort. He was too young and was sent away. I've always feared he had a very personal lesson in the horrors of the war. Very true, Professor, very true. Oh, one more artifact until I finish this page. It's pretty cool. Penelope's Prefect Badge. A prefect badge in Slytherin's house colours. Blech. The metal badge is tarnished and the colours have begun to fade, as if it hasn't been cared for in a while. Everyone was worried about Penelope Paget. It wasn't because she was from Slytherin, mind you. Her parents were open supporters of you-know-who. Her mum's in Azkaban. There was some reason for a bit of caution. Penelope Paget was one of the finest candidates I've ever seen. No matter who her parents were, she was qualified. And she proved it by becoming a full-fledged Auror within 2 years of joining our department. I don't know how long it would normally take to become an Auror, but I guess 2 years is quite fast. Let me look at some lessons. Oh, 23 skulls, 20 books. Okay. So the one on the left, improve deterioration hex. In the restricted section of the library, you find an alternate incantation of the deterioration hex, which seems even more potent. Your spell now increases the foe's impairment, so they lose more stamina every time they attack or defend. Sure, why not? Second one on the left. Okay. Summer reading. A detour through flourish and blots leaves you with a stack of new books to study over the summer. Your combat skill against curiosities improves from the intensive study. What are curiosities? As opposed to traces and confoundables and all those other words they're using already. You can already tell those 3 lessons are going to be too expensive for me to afford. Binns mode. Professor Binns is lecturing on the giant wars. You managed to stay awake through the entire treatise. Your ability to stay concentrated increases your chances of making a critical cast in combat. Sure. Look, that's just the start of being a professor. The lessons in being a professor. That's another part. Let's call that section 2. And then section 3. And then there's more lessons coming soon. This is just inside of being a professor. Then you can switch professions and start these lessons. Look at that. 142 lessons. 137. So I actually picked the shorter courses, or profession with the least amount of courses first, by a fluke. But who's to say that it's going to be cheaper in the long run? Probably costs around the same as the 142. Man, it's cool. It gives you something to work towards. I'm clicking. A ministry identification card featuring a photograph of Grim Fawley. The credentials list Fawley as an unspeakable with clearance for the Department of Mysteries. I remember when the rumour started circulating that Grim Fawley was up for promotion to unspeakable. It seemed like an odd fit. He was so quiet unless you knew him. Being unspeakable felt like it was almost above him. I know that sounds harsh, but you had to know him. It was such a jump. Get a lot of mixed or confusing character traits of this Grim Fawley. I actually might hightail it to a chamber and see if I can do one more chamber now that I've got a few more lessons under my belt. I should have grabbed my potions out of the cauldron first. I might need them. Wow. I'm gonna need them. Alright, I'm going to speed the battles up a little bit, guys. Hope you enjoy it. And watch out for when to use potions. Please do better than what I did. chamber 8 unlocked. Stoked. Absolutely stoked with that. Alright. 2 chambers done. Pretty happy with that. Not a bad exploration for today. Just want to thank you guys for joining me. Oh, and my vault's full. But I'll leave it there anyway, and I'll catch you on the next one. Alright, bye guys.